So just the other week, we had the announcement that the Echo series would have all of its episodes dumped on Disney Plus in the same day. And remember, I said the reason for that was because it was so terrible and embarrassing that they just wanted to hurry up, get rid of it, sweep it under the rug, so it does less damage to the Marvel brand. Although at this point, I don't even know why they bother trying to cover it up. It's like that, that ship has already sailed, and it seems like I may have been onto something, as we now have a new rumor that claims Marvel Studios' upcoming Disney Plus series Echo was so bad they had to reshoot the entire thing. So they're still doing that then. They're still having to reshoot stuff because they didn't get the script right the first time. And as we know, reshooting the entire thing will not improve it. It will, in fact, make it worse because everything will get muddled and confused. So, yeah, it's pretty obvious how bad this show is going to be. It's also attached to Daredevil. That can't be a good sign. We're definitely going to get Daredevil ruined in this series. I don't think he's getting out of this one. But a new rumor about Marvel Studios' upcoming Disney Plus series, Echo, claims the series was originally so bad that the company had to reshoot the entire thing. Again, you shouldn't really be at that point when you produce a show or a movie that you have to reshoot the entire thing. If you have to reshoot the entire thing, you might as well just throw it in the trash and not even bother. It seems like a big waste of money to me. But, again, they wouldn't have these problems if they got the script right the first time. This new rumor comes after Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige announced at the Disney upfront presentation that all episodes, I don't think we even know how many episodes there are yet, of the upcoming Echo series would air all at once on November 29th. The media tried to play it off as, oh, it's a new strategy for Disney Plus, even though Disney know that binge model strategy is not a good strategy. So that's how it was pretty obvious to me what the goal was just to sweep it under the rug as quickly as possible, but I'm not letting it go. They could do that all they want. It's not really going to change anything. This release format is a drastic change from previous Marvel Studios because they knew that's not the best model. Series that usually release either 1 or 2 episodes on a premiere date and then subsequently release new episodes weekly. It was also a significant change from the show's initial release window. I mean, this Echo series has been moved about many times. It's never really had a clear date. It's been, oh, it's coming out in the fall. Oh, it's coming out in winter. So it's kind of been all over the place with what actual release window it's going to be. But at San Diego Comic-Con last year, Marvel Studios and Kevin Feige indicated that Echo would arrive sometime in summer 2023. I'm pretty sure the next show we're getting after Echo is Agatha Harkness. That's probably going to get the same thing, I reckon. It's probably going to get no, we're just going to dump it. Who asked for that show in the first place? Nobody! So I don't expect anyone to show up for that one. So we're probably going to look at the same thing for that. Just every episode dumped on the same day, sweep it under the rug as quickly as possible. But this rumor comes from scooper Jeff Snyder during an appearance on the Hot Mic show, where he was asked by host John Rocker what he heard about the show. Snyder told him, "I'd heard the show was kind of plagued by issues throughout production, really. I'd heard that it was a mess, that the show came in, they basically had to reshoot the entire thing." Again, I don't even know why they bother. At that point, you're essentially going to have to double the production budget to reshoot the entire thing. And it's still going to turn out a mess anyway. We have examples like Multiverse of Madness, like Quantumania, that had, a big chunk of it reshot and it, made it worse. It didn't make it better. That the show came in, they basically had to reshoot the entire thing. I'm told that they originally shot 8 episodes and Kevin thought it was unreleasable. That's certainly a word there, innit? So they talked about cutting it down to 4 episodes or 6 in post. Then they ended up reshooting it. This just honestly sounds like a complete nightmare. Snyder then asserted my source did not actually know how many episodes they wound up with, and that's something we still don't know. Even I was trying to Google it to find out how many episodes we were looking at. My assumption is probably 6, but, maybe it is 4. But apparently it needed like a top-down rejiggering, and Kevin was not happy with that. So, it must be really bad if even Kevin is unhappy about it. So when they announced that all the episodes would be going out day and date, it was like, like you said, I think you need to read between the lines on that one. And it sounds like something of a lost cause. Again, attached to Daredevil. I mean, if this fucks up Daredevil good and proper, not just, he goes, he has a one-night stand with a horrible bitch by the name of Jennifer, whatever her face is. But yeah, worse than that. That's probably what we're looking at. Because they thought, oh, I know, let's do an Echo show before we do a Daredevil show. A side character. The series is expected to detail the origin story of Echo, because that's what we needed for this character. The official synopsis states, we've been over this, but just to go through it again, see how interesting it sounds to you. The origin story of Echo revisits Maya Lopez, whose ruthless behavior in New York City catches up with her in her hometown. She must face her past, reconnect with her Native American roots, and embrace the meaning of family and community if she ever hopes to move forward. I don't really see how that's, has any interest there. Maybe it would if it wasn't for the fact it had the stink of Marvel on it. But just that on its own, it's like, it sounds really boring to your average viewer. I don't really see how Daredevil plays into this, though. I'm just like, how, is he just going to randomly show up? Because just reading that there, I'm like, how is he exactly coming into this? In what way? Unless it's like, oh, Kingpin tracks her down and talks to her, and Daredevil follows him, or something like that. That's all I can guess. But that's what we're looking at. They've already led with the, it's representation. That's probably why you ended up with a shit series. Because you didn't actually focus on the story at hand. That should be what you focus on. But that is not sounding good. We're getting terms like unreleasable. So this is probably going to be pretty bad. Unfortunately, most people aren't going to remember it because it's getting dumped on the same day. As I've said, I'll be reviewing the entire thing, so it's not getting off the hook that easy. But just from reading that, it's like, yeah, Daredevil doesn't have a chance, does he? He's going to be really dumb. He's not going to make any of the right decisions, because it just sounds like you have writers that, don't have any smarts themselves. If you end up with something as bad as this sounds like, which I think it is, just based on it, getting shoved out there on the same day as a binge model, even though Disney they historically don't do that. So that already seemed pretty obvious to me. I think, even though it says rumor, I'm just like, but it must be. It must be really bad if you have to get rid of it on the same day. We've been over the reason why you have one episode a week, because then that gathers more engagement. More people come back each week. So that's why Disney Plus have always done that. So there's definitely that reason to it. But unreleasable, that's the words we're getting thrown about. I really can't wait to see this mess now.